Hello, my name is Ryan, and you're listening to the CrimeCast. In this show, we will be talking about true crime cases, unsolved mysteries, and cryptid creatures from all over the world, from the mountains of the Himalayas to the suburbs of Los Angeles. And welcome back to the cryptid creature iceberg chart, which you could probably tell from the title of this video. And we will be going into the second tier, which I am entitling the tip of the iceberg. But of course, before we get into the cryptids and even the real life creatures that are on this list, surprisingly, I'm going to remind you all what an iceberg is from the subreddit r/iceberg charts. Quote, usually an image of an iceberg, captioned humorously as to convey that the tip of the iceberg is the summation of the knowledge of most people, while the much larger submerged part of the iceberg is the sum of all knowledge of a particular topic, end quote. And the example I used last time is Minecraft, so we're going to continue with Minecraft. The tip of the iceberg, or the sky, would be the old Minecraft textures. Yeah, a lot of people may not know about them, but still, they're known. But the depths could be the mysterious pyramids, the brick pyramids you would see if you traveled thousands of blocks away in the very first updates of Minecraft. Hopefully that gives you an idea. Link below will be other YouTube videos talking about the chart if you want to watch it, all the tiers in one video. And also linked below is the iceberg itself, so you can look into it and see if you want to go into more than I give you. Wow, I'm really bad at English. Anyways, let's get into the first cryptid. Golems. No, we aren't talking about the iron or snow golem from Minecraft, but a creature from Jewish folklore. Golems are described as being animated and anthropomorphic, being made out of either clay or mud, with stories of golems appearing in both Judaism and the Bible. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's talk about the Griffin. The Griffin has been told in many different folklores and mythology. Almost all descriptions of the Griffin is the same, in which the creature has the body of a lion with the head and wings of an eagle. In some mythologies, it's said that the creature has horse-like ears or spots like a leopard. So it really depends on what mythology or folklore you are reading. Krampus. If you want to hear more about Krampus, click on the iCard above, since I already made a video about him. But for a quick recap, Krampus is described as being half man and half goat. It's believed that he comes out during Christmas to haunt all of the naughty children. Also, I just want to note that there's fucking Krampus parades where, like, old men dress up as this guy, and they just parade through town. It's like, what the fuck? Leprechauns. Leprechauns come from Irish folklore and mythology, and are sometimes classed as a fairy-like creature. Unlike what we may think about leprechauns, with them protecting their pots of gold at the end of the rainbow and wearing all green, they often are mischievous little creatures who make shoes as well as hide their coins in pots of gold. So there are a few aspects that are true and some that aren't. It's said that these creatures often take the form of an old man with a red or white beard, wearing either a red or green coat. It's said that leprechauns originally had a different appearance depending on where he was found, but before the 20th century, he was described as wearing red instead of the classic green color, with some reports saying that they're no taller than a small child. Trolls. No, we aren't talking about the DreamWorks animated movie starring Justin Timberlake or the 5-year-olds that are playing Fortnite nowadays, but the creature from Scandinavian folklore. It's said that they sometimes possess magical powers and are hostile to men. They live in castles and haunt the surrounding districts after dark. It's said that if exposed to sunlight, trolls would burst into flames or turn into stone. Lastly, trolls are often man-sized or smaller / similar to dwarves and elves. So once again, they're kind of classified as an elf-like creature. Unicorns. Although a unicorn can technically be any one-horned animal, which is why narwhals are called the unicorn of the sea, many people think of the mythical creature. It's said that the unicorns have the abilities to heal people, and spells and enchantments come from their horns, are able to live forever, bring back the dead, and other powers. Depending on what you're reading, the description of the unicorns are different. In the Bible, unicorns are wild beasts, untamable, strong, and agile. The Bible calls unicorns remis, I'm very sorry if I mispronounced that, but now it's believed that these remis were actually bulls. In ancient Rome, Pliny the Elder was the first to talk about unicorns, stating, quote, "It is impossible to capture when alive. It has the body of a horse, the head of a stag, the feet of an elephant, the tail of a boar, and a single black horn, 3 feet long in the middle of its forehead. Its cry is a deep bellow," end quote. Vampires, also called ampres, are said to drink human blood, typically draining the blood. This would kill the victim and then turn them into a vampire. Generally, vampires are said to hunt during the night due to sunlight being able to kill them. Some vampires can morph into a bat or wolf, once again depending on what you read or where you're from. Vampires have super strength, can't see their images in mirrors, and cast no shadows. So the typical vampire fashion that we all know and love. Some of the most famous vampires are, of course, Dracula, the Cullen family, and lastly, Vlad the Impaler. Now, out of the 3 vampires listed, only one was technically real, and that was Vlad the Impaler. He was also called Vlad III, Vlad Dracula, and Vlad the Impaler. He was born in Transylvania, Romania, and would rule Walchina, Romania, on and off between 1456 and 1462. The reason Vlad got his name was due to his popular way of killing, in which he would impale his victims on the stakes. If you want, I'll make a separate video all about Vlad the Impaler, or even Edward Cullen's. This is the skin of a killer, Bella.
Glad you're here. We need an umpire.
She thinks we cheat.
Well, I know you cheat. Calm as you see him, Bella.
Okay.
It's time.
Okay, now I see why you need the thunder. That's gotta be a home run, right?
Edward's very fast.
You're out.
Out! Hey, come on, it's just a game.
the Jinn. The Jinn is from Arabian mythology and are the spirits of fire and are able to take the forms of either a human or an animal. They have the ability to manifest and transform, but they also can be both good and evil. Evil jinns are said to lead people away, while the good jinns can be friendly and helpful to humans. The Leviathan, or Leviathan, however, are fallen Symphians or angels that have accompanied Lucifer, the devil, in his rebellion. Leviathans appear as sea beasts, with reports of them being able to swallow fishing boats and ships whole. Leviathans also have the form of a young boy, usually in his late teens. The Roc, or Rook, also known as the Rakin, is from Arabic mythology, are white or tanny colored birds with a 48-foot wingspan with feathers big as palm trees, or palm leaves. My bad. It's said that the Roc's eggs are over 150 feet in circumference and live on the Quaff mountains, yeah. The Aswang, or Aswang, is an evil werewolf/vampire-like creature. It's said that they are shapeshifters who are living among townspeople in the Philippines. These townspeople are usually shy, quiet, and elusive, so they don't come out that much. Ashwangs have the ability to turn into cats, pigs, birds, and their most common form, dogs. It's said that they eat the livers and hearts from unborn fetuses, in which they are able to suck them from the womb, and of course of small children. In some accounts, the Ashwangs are thin, fast, and silent. Lastly, it's said that they replace their victims with a doppelganger, maybe multiple doppelgangers, we will never know. The Bunyip, also known as the Kenprita, has various descriptions of it, with some saying it has a dog-like face, dark fur, a horse-like tail, flippers, walrus-like tusk, a crocodile-like head, and a duck-like bill. But the only thing that they agree on is that this thing is an aquatic creature. Mermaids are seen in many different cultures and locations. Even though descriptions vary, the main thing common is that they have the lower body of a fish and upper body of a female. It's believed they are associated with floods, storms, shipwrecks, and drownings. Now, the images I use is from an Animal Planet documentary about mermaids, but many of the facts and evidence given was either fake or had zero to very little support about it. And I'm surprised that many people actually there's this theory that they bring up. I'm gonna just summarize this really quick, that we could have evolved into aquatic people or something. It's fucking weird as shit. And I watched some clips on YouTube while doing the research, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh. Wow.
We're with former NOAA biologist Dr. Paul Robertson and joined by Dr. Torsten Smit. He was the lead geologist on a submarine crew that recorded on March 6th of this year the astonishing footage we just watched.
Oh. Wow. Another intelligence, another species like us.
The Ahool, or Ahool, I think that's how we pronounce it, has the face of both a chimpanzee and a bat, with large dark eyes, red-skinned wings, large claws on its forearms, gray fur, and has an 18 to 28 foot wingspan, and is actually around 3.5 to 4 times bigger than the largest bat, which is the flying fox. Occasionally, the Ahool will attack humans, but mainly it just feeds on fish. Air rods. Air rods seem to be very similar to crop circles, with the fact that even skeptics believe in them. Air rods are never seen with the naked eye, only captured by cameras or cell phones. It's believed that air rods are actually a living creature, or even just motion blur from an insect, hence why they are only seen in videos and photographs. So there is a logical explanation for this one. Phantom cat / Gibson land phantom cat. This species of cat has been reported in Australia since the 1970s. One report comes from a hunter named Kurt Elgin, or Engel, whatever, however you want to pronounce it. In June of 2005, Kurt claimed that he had saw the cat and shot at it. Once he got closer, Kurt took photos of the cat and would cut off the 26-inch long tail, dumping the rest of the body. By the way, I could not find the photos Kurt took of this cat, so I don't even know if those photos are real. DNA results show that the creature was a feral cat, at least on its mother's side. In 2012, the state government found that the existence of big cats in the Victoria area are highly unlikable. But Pete Welsh, a former Victorian Agriculture and Food Secretary Minister, concluded that the sightings were just of large domestic feral cats. So yeah. Also, the reason I said phantom / the Gibson land cat is because there's two things. With phantom cats, not much came up when I saw it. It was more like these creatures from video games or TV shows, but the Gibson land cat gave me a little bit more information, so that's why there's two accounts. The Bear Lake Monster. It's said that the master it said that the Bear Lake Monster. It's said that this monster is a local folklore. folklore, with the first account of the creature coming from an article written in the 19th century by Joseph C. Rich. But he would soon recant the stories, so it's unsure if he was faking these for attention or if these were true or not, and that the people whose stories these were, they didn't want those out. It's said that the monster is at least 40 feet long with short and powerful legs, a grayish-greenish color with the head of an alligator. It's said that the monster drags its victims from the shore, unlucky swimmers, and even boats sometimes. Now here's one that I'm surprised wasn't in the sky tier, and that is the Beast of Bray Road. And I think like a lot of people that I know kind of know about this creature, but kind of don't. Anyways, it's been seen in between the Wisconsin towns of Leviathan and Elkhorn, with most of the sightings happening in the 1990s. In local folklore, the beast is labeled as a werewolf, while cryptozoologists believe it's a type of Bigfoot. The beast stands at around 6 feet tall with gray and brown fur, with the face resembling a wolf, with shiny yellow eyes and pointed ears. Though covered with fur, its body resembles a masculine man. Sightings of the beast have seen it running/walking on all fours, while others have seen it run/walk on its hind legs. Other sightings have seen it kneeling like a man. As of now, there's not many sightings of it that I could find, so maybe this was just a scare, or it is true, or even the local folklore. But I will say, in my personal opinion, it's more like a werewolf type beast more than a Bigfoot. Because to me, Bigfoot, that motherfucker cannot be on all fours. Hell no. With the hands of a damn man? Nah. So like I said earlier, I believe that some of these cryptids should have been higher up on the list. So, recap, here are some cryptids that I've already talked about, besides the Beast of Bray Road, that I believe should have been higher up on the list. I believe that the Griffin, the Leprechaun trolls, unicorns, vampires, the Mermaids, and that's basically it. Should have been higher up on the list, because I feel like a lot of people knew about that, and that's more like not obscure, in my opinion, or not like the sky tier is the most known, so I'm just surprised some of them weren't higher up in there. But from this point on, I'll say which ones I believed should have been on the sky tier. So yeah. By the way, this isn't my personal iceberg, but if it was, these would have been much higher up on the list. Bessie. Bessie is Lake Erie's version of Nessie, which is from Scotland, which we talked about in tier 1. Bessie is said to be snake-like, around 30 to 40 feet long, a foot in diameter, and is a grayish color. The first recorded sighting was in 1793 in Sandusky, Ohio. While out shooting ducks, the captain of the sloop, the City, had startled a large snake-necked creature and described the creature as, quote, more than a rod, which is around 6.5 feet in length, end quote. May 5th in 1896, 4 witnesses, while at Crystal Beach near Fort Erie, Canada, watched for around 45 minutes as a 30-foot creature with a dog-shaped head and pointy tail jumped up the water until it disappeared into the night. The most recent recorded sighting was in 1997 when a video of the creature along with some blurry photos appeared. On June 12, 1997, CNN.com published an article about this video and photos. It's believed that the creature looked to be around 30 to 50 feet long and was similar to a plesiosaur or a Giganotosaurus. Also, I could not find this video or photos, but people compare these to the surgeon photos, which is famous for Nessie. Those are the famous photographs. taken of Nessie, but were later proven fake. Now, you may have heard of the bloop before, but this is another one I believe should have been much higher. But the bloop was a powerful, ultra-low frequency underwater sound detected by the NOAA, or the National Ocean and Atmospheric Administration. Hopefully I said that right. In 1997 in the South Pacific, it was believed early on that the sound was being emitted by a very large, undiscovered marine animal. In 2012, the NOAA determined that the sound is, quote, consistent with a noise generated via non-tectonical processes originating from glacier movements such as ice cavings or an ice quake, seabed gouging by ice, end quote. So, for the longest time, people believed it was this marine animal that has been undiscovered. But in 2012, the NOAA decided that it was not, and that it was a, iceberg breaking or ice quake. Now, here is the sound for you if you want to hear it. But of course, like most people, look that shit up. But I'm including it because I'm a nice guy. Champ, another relative of Nessie and Bessie now, has been reported around Champ, another relative of Nessie, has had about 300 plus recorded sightings of this creature. Most people see Champ as a legend or local folklore, but others believe in the creature due to the lakes where it resides, which is Lake Champlain, I think it's pronounced, or Champ, don't know. People believe that there could be a creature living in the depths that is related to a Paleosaurus? Yeah, I'm not really good with dinosaur names, so if I say a dinosaur name wrong, at me in the comments, because I will try to correct myself in the future. Not now, but in the future. Okay, anyways. In 1977, amateur photographer Sandra Manson released a photograph that shows a Paleosaurus-like body and neck sticking out of the lake, very similar to the surgeon's photo. So another photo very similar to the surgeon's photo. But just like the surgeon's photo, it's believed that it was faked, or is fake, and that the photo actually shows some sort of tree trunk sticking out of the water. Devil monkey. Devil monkeys are large, baboon-like primates. Most sightings say that the creature are around 3 to 4 feet tall, but others say they can reach the height of 7 feet tall. These monkeys have been seen in Tennessee, which is where the first sighting was, and was able to jump around 20 feet. The second sighting occurred in Virginia, where the creature had a light taffy-colored hair, white blaze down its neck and underbelly, and well-muscular back legs and short front arms/legs. In British Columbia, reports of a long-tailed monkey beast would leave 3-toed tracks. In Kentucky, 3 black, bushy-tailed giant monkeys, which had a beaver-like tail and a face like a dog, were seen. In Chicago, it apparently came into a family's home in which they described the creature as, quote, devil-like creature, unusually combined of a monkey, wolf, and devil, long fangs, a monkey-like tail, and extremely bright, glowing eyes, end quote. So as you can see, many different regions in the Americas, Many of them are very similar, and many of them are very different, with only one account of it actually attacking people, which is kind of strange. That only one account says that this creature attacked somebody. So I really didn't go into the devil monkey that much, but to basically clear things up, those were mainly descriptions of the creature with encounters, but of course mainly just descriptions because they vary, and that it's basically just this fucking terrifying monkey in North America. The Delois ape, also called the Emerithopodus lois, which is a scientific name, comes from a Swiss whale geologist named Francis Delois, who was on an expedition in South America between 1917 and 1920. While camping near the Terra and Maracaibo rivers, Lois noticed two creatures, one male and one female, coming towards the camp. At first, Lois thought they were bears, but soon realized they were monkey-like, holding on to shrubs and branches. As self-defense, Lois shot at the animals, killing the female while the male fled. The creature resembled a spider monkey, but was larger at around 5 feet 2 inches tall. Lois would pose the creature for a photograph, sitting on some crates and using a stick to support the chin, which you can see for the duration of this creature. It's reported that after the photo was taken, the creature was skinned, with Lois intending on keeping the hide and skull, but both items were abandoned or lost. We're not really sure which one. Once returning home to Switzerland, Lois would not bring up the photograph until 1929, about 9 years later, when an anthropologist named George Montando found the photo in Lois's notebook. George would convince Lois to publish the photograph in an English periodical, and also the unidentified creature became the object of interest in several French publications. But soon, this monkey became a subject of criticism. British naturalist Sir Arthur Keith argued that the creature in the image was a Atelus bozubuth spider monkey. Very sorry for the mispronunciation. A species local to the area under investigation, with its tail intentionally being removed or hidden. But it's reported that more photos of the monkey were taken, but were lost. However, this letter, written by Dr. Ikwara Tejuran, sent to Quilamo Josentilla on a scientific magazine, seems to tell us the truth. And here is that letter. Quote, "This monkey is a myth. I will tell you his story. Mr. Montando said that the monkey had no tail. That is for sure, but he forgot to mention something. It has no tail because it was cut off. I can assure you this, gentlemen, because I saw the amputation. Who is speaking here in 1917 was working in a camp for oil exploration in the region of Perjai. The geologist was Francis Delois, the engineer Dr. Martin Tavar Lang. Delois was a prankster, and often laughed at his jokes. One day they gave him a monkey with an ill tail, so it was amputated. Since this day, Lois called him El Hombro Mono, the Monkey Man. Sometime later, I and Lois went to another region of Venezuela, in an area called Mene Grande. He always walked alongside of his monkey, who died sometime later. Delois decided to take a photo, and I believe that Mr. Montando will not deny it is the same photograph that is presented today. And in 1929, Montano presented this creature in a public lecture. More recently, during a visit to Paris, Paris, my astonishment was great visiting the Museum of Man. On top of a monumental scale, filling the back wall, there was a huge photograph with the caption that said, quote, "The first anthropod ape discovered in America," end quote. It was a photograph of Delois, beautifully modified. The plants were no longer visible in the background, and it was not possible to understand on which kind of boxes the monkey was sitting. The trick is done so well that within a few years, the monkey will be over 2 meters high. Finally, I must warn you, Montando was not a good person. After the war, he was executed because he betrayed France, his homeland. Sincerely, your friend, Iquar de Traro. End quote. So basically, this monkey seemed to be real, but because, men are stupid. I'm a man, I shouldn't be saying that. Cis men, some cis men, are very stupid. They believed that this creature was an unidentified spider monkey, but it seemed to be real, and that they amputated its tail. So basically, this creature is fake, to say the least. The Dodo Bird. Yes, this one was real, and I'm surprised it's not higher up on the iceberg. Anyways, the Dodo Bird was a flightless bird that is closely related to the pigeon and dove, which can both fly. Makes no sense to me, but whoever's actually smart enough, please explain to me how that's, possible. Anyways, it was thought to be a mythical creature until the early 19th century. The dodo stood at about 3 feet tall and weighed about 50 pounds. They had downy gray feathers, a white plum of a tail, and tiny wings. The dodo's main defense was their beak, due to being heavy and curved. It's estimated that the dodo went extinct in 1690. Today, there have been reports of people seeing the dodo, but scientists are actually trying to revive the dodo using DNA. So maybe in the future, just like an Ice Age with the fucking baby, cancel the Ice Age baby, we will see dodo birds sacrificing a piece of watermelon. Or even a fucking Ice Age baby. Ice Age baby, cancelled. The Fiji Mermaid. Even though mermaids have been at freak shows for centuries, with most people having a condition called cyanomelia, which causes the legs to be joined together, P.T. Barnum would actually make the Fiji Mermaid popular. The original Fiji Mermaid, which was given to him by Moses Kimball in 1842. In the same year, on June 18th, Barnum and Kimball would write an agreement in which they would exploit this, quote, curiosity supposed to be a mermaid, end quote, with Kimball being the sole owner of the mermaid and Barnum leasing it. The story that Barnum created was that in 1842, a man named Dr. J. Griffin, who was later believed to be one of Barnum's associates, caught the creature. In the 1860s, the original Fiji Mermaid would be lost due to a fire at Barnum's museum. Today, there are many replicas of the Fiji Mermaids in museums, and even at some modern-day freak shows, which I'm surprised are still a thing, with many claiming that theirs is the original, and that the original Fiji Mermaid actually survived the fire, and that, Barnum gave it to this museum or they stole it. Even though, in the end, the mermaid was just the head and torso of a baby monkey sewn to the back half of a fish, then covered in paper mache. I also want to do a separate video on P.T. Barnum and his circus/freak show, and compare the actual P.T. Barnum to the one created by Disney and how he's portrayed in The Greatest Showman compared to real life. What did I say? Ghost. Ghost. Another entry I'm surprised wasn't in the sky tier are spirits that are unable or have not made it to the afterlife, but rather stay in the area they died in or a place they favored. I've covered a lot of ghosts on the podcast, so just click on the iCard above to see all the ghosts I've covered. The giant anaconda. Many people believe that the giant anaconda is actually the green anaconda, which are found in the same area, but can reach up to 17 feet long, while reports of the giant anaconda can reach about 150 feet. I think, personally, I'm just going to say this because there's not much about the giant anaconda, is that this was just a case of misidentification, and that many people probably exaggerated how long the actual anaconda was, and that it's just, this green. It's just the actual green anaconda. Indrid Cold, also known as the Smiling Man, which I will refer to him as through the rest of the podcast, or this part of the segment. Yeah, makes sense. Is commonly associated with UFO activity and is believed to be an alien or connected with the Men in Black. Also, I don't think I brought this up in the previous tier, or if this is even in Iceberg, but Men in Black are associated with a lot of things, with Mothman and UFO activity, which it is actually believed that the Men in Black would go up to people and be like, listen, you didn't see a UFO. It was just and just tell these people they did not see UFOs. But of course, Men in Black is a different topic for a different day. The Smiling Man is said to be around 6 feet tall, wears a reflective suit, has a dark complex, small beady eyes set far apart, and has no hair, no ears, or nose. And nose, I don't know. Reports vary. Others say that he has slicked back hair and looks perfectly natural, or even looks like a normal human. The first sighting of Indrid Cold was on October 16th, 1866, in New Jersey. Two boys, Martin Mouse Move On and James Jimmy Yankovich, were walking down the street when they saw a surreal figure standing near a fence. As they got closer to the figure, they saw that it was a tall, bald man wearing a metal green suit and staring at the two boys with a huge grin. The men would then start chasing the boys until the two were able to outrun him. Later on, there were reports of UFOs in the area. The second sighting of Indrid happened on November 2nd, 1866 in Parkersburg, West Virginia. And fun fact, this was around the same time and place that sightings of Mothman were taking place. And even reports of people interacting with this man. Woodrow Durnenberg was driving home when he heard a crash. An unidentifiable vehicle appeared to have landed in front of his truck. Woodrow described this vehicle as, quote, an old-fashioned kerosene lamp chimney flaring at both ends, narrowing down to a small neck, and then enlarging in a great bulge in the center, unquote. The grinning man then stepped out of the vehicle and walked towards Woodrow. Telepathically, the man told Woodrow his name was Indrid Cold, which is how this man got his name. And then he meant no harm, and he just wanted to know more about the human race, and would visit Woodrow again. Woodrow later stated that Indrid was from a planet called Lanus in the galaxy of Ganymedes. And also, there are a lot of creepypastas out there about the Grinning Man, or also known as the Smiling Man. So I suggest to go check those out if you want to see some depictions of him, because there's many, many different depictions and descriptions of Indrid Cold, or also the Smiling or Grinning Man. The Kappa. The Kappa comes from Japanese mythology. They are generally the size and shape of a human child, with scaly skin ranging in earthy hues from a deep green to bright red, and even sometimes blues. Their bodies are built for swimming, with webbed, thumbless hands and feet, a turtle-like beak and shell. Adult kappas live a solitary life, though it's common for them to befriend other yokais and even humans. While younger kappas live in a family group setting. Kappas are proud, stubborn, fiercely honorable, intelligent, and are one of the few yokais to learn the human language. Kappas are also seen as a water-type god. I also want to say, when I was in my anime phase, I remember being on Crunchyroll with the ads because I was a broke-ass child and seeing this anime where these kids could turn into fucking kappas. And the kappas could talk. But, nobody could know that they could turn into kappas. It was fucking weird. Kasai Rex is said to be a surviving species of a theropod dinosaur with not much else known about them. Lizard Man of Skateboard Swamp is said to have glowing red or orange eyes, green rough skin, 3-fingered webbed hands, and stands at around 7 feet tall. Christopher Davis would make the Lizard Man famous after his encounter. On June 29, 1988, Christopher was pulled over on the side of the road changing a flat tire he had. While finishing up, he reported hearing a thumping noise behind him. Once he turned around, he saw the creature coming towards him, causing Christopher to get into his car. Christopher said that the creature tried to grab onto his car, in which the creature was able to get onto his roof. Once he returned home, Christopher's side view mirror was badly damaged and scratch marks on the roof. So at some point during his drive home, he was able to get the creature off. Christopher said, quote, "I looked back and saw something running across the field towards me. It was about 25 yards away, and I saw red glowing eyes. I ran into the car, and as I locked it, the thing grabbed the door handle. I could see him from the neck down. The 3 big fingers, long black nails, and green rough skin. It was strong and angry. I looked in my mirror and saw a blur of green running. I could see his toes, and then he jumped on the roof of my car. I thought I heard a grunt, and then I could see his fingers through the front windshield, where they curled around on the roof. I sped up and swerved to shake the creature off." End quote. Man, motherfucker sounded like he was telling a baseball, a reporter for sports. And blah, 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 blah. That's literally how they sound when they get all excited and shit. I shouldn't say that. I'm a fucking football fan. American football and British football. For all of those international listeners out there, even though I think everyone's from America that watches this podcast or listens to this shit. Mammoths. Another one that I'm very surprised wasn't on tier 1 is any species of extinct elephant I don't know why I put any species, but I think it's any species. Anyways, now the closest living relative to mammoths are the Asian and African elephants, with most mammoths having large curved tusks. So basically during this research, I found out that there were different species of mammoths. There's different species of elephants. Crazy! Anyways, mammoths lived from the Pleistocene Epicon. Fucking pronounced. Why did I say that? Okay. The Pleistocene Epic. The peak. Hopefully I said that right. Around 5 million years ago to the Holocene. 4,000 years ago. Wait. Did I say 4,000 twice? Okay, the Pilsini, saying that wrong, was 5 million years ago, around 5 million years ago, while the Holocene was 4,000 years ago. I've butchered both of those eras, so very sorry. And just like with the Dodo Bird, many people believe that mammoths are still roaming the earth. Now here's the thing, if there were fucking mammoths, like Manny from fucking Ice Age, roaming around the earth to this day, do you think there would have been, I believe there's gonna be scientific proof about this shit. So I believe that mammoths are fucking extinct. Look at the fucking, like, Ice Age. The movie, not the movie, but literally that time period. They went extinct because man hunted them. Duh, that's literally seen in, like, the Ice Age movies too. Anyways, just like with the Dodo Bird, scientists are trying to revive mammoths because there's actually, like, literal mammoths in the, like, ice. Okay, this sounds so weird, but there's mammoths in the ice, and their DNA is so perfect, we can actually recreate that. Or, like, we can revive them. You know what? Science is fucking crazy, man. Mantis Man. That sounds like a fucking superhero. Mantis Man. Mantis Man. Anyways, is a 7-foot-tall bug-like creature that resembles a praying mantis. In both sightings of the creature, it was near a body of water. It also seems that the creature doesn't harm anyone, but it's afraid of humans. So this seems just like some, like, friendly creature. Megalodon. Megalodons lived during the Cenozoic era, hopefully I said that right, around 15.9 to 2.6 million years ago. It's believed that the Meg was around 50 to 54 feet long, with their teeth reaching about 7 inches long. Due to the size of its jaw, the Meg probably could engulf elephants whole, but didn't eat them. Because, you know, why would the elephants be coming to the fucking ocean? Like, in the middle of the fucking ocean. Due to only so little of the ocean being discovered, many people believe that the Meg evolved to be able to live in the depths of the ocean, with other people believing that, you know, that motherfucker went extinct. This is another cryptid creature I'm surprised wasn't higher up in the tier list. And I actually believe the Meg is still out there. It's just in the Mariana Trench or some shit like that. You know, because how little the ocean has been discovered, everybody. That shit creepy. The Mokele-Mbembe, definitely mispronounced that one, is said to look like the Apatosaurus or the Diplosaurus. Those are two types of dinosaurs that I definitely mispronounce. Very sorry for that one. Reports of an animal with a long neck, long tail, and round-shaped tracks with 3 claws that are like what this creature seems like. The size of the creature is said to be between the size of a hippo and an elephant. The body is around 16 to 32 feet long, with the neck being around 5 to 10 feet long, and the tail being the same as the neck, 5 to 10 feet long. Some reports say that the creature has a horn on its head, and its skin to be a reddish-brown color. But, you know, not much is known about the cryptid. Because it looks like a fucking dinosaur there. I said it. It's a fucking dinosaur. This is the last cryptid that I'm surprised isn't higher up in the sky tier, and that is the Montauk Monster, which I think at this point everyone knows or has heard of. In the summer of 2008, a mysterious blob of animal flesh washed up ashore in the north coast of Long Island near Montauk, New York. And, you know, this thing looks fucking creepy and looks like disgusting. Soon the creature caught the attention of the media and cryptozoologists. Many people guessed it was a dead raccoon, a dog, or even a pig. It's believed that it came from Plum Island, which has many different conspiracy theories surrounding it. And actually, fun fact, for all the Stranger Things fans out there, Plum Island and this Montauk thing is said to have inspired, or have even some parts of the conspiracy theory inspired the show, which I think is very cool.
It seems like an ordinary summer's day in the small holiday town of Montauk, Long Island. A group of friends take a walk along the shore. Little do they know, they're about to make a gruesome discovery.
And we were looking for a spot to sit, and we saw a bunch of people huddled around. We didn't even know what they were huddled around, so we walked over to see what it was, and we saw this dead animal. What is this thing?
That?
Wow. My friend Rachel had a camera. I said, Rachel, let's take a picture of this thing. It looks crazy. It was about the size of a small dog.
It was hairless, but it had patches of hair, and then it had like a long like dog tail, and then the head of it, which was where it was really weird and what astonished everyone was like it had like a beak. It looked like a bird's beak or like a pterodactyl's beak, you know, like some kind of like reptile bird type thing.
The other funny thing was the fingers. They were like long fingers, and they were just strange looking.
And then it had like a tether around its arm, so it looked like it was tagged or had like a little like collar or something on its arm.
The snapshots taken on the beach that day inspire people around the world to try and identify a creature that has become known as the Montauk Monster.
The Nanga are mainly seen in Hinduism and Buddhism cultures, as well as mythologies. It mainly takes the form of a king cobra or a mythical serpent-like creature believed by locals to live in the Mekong River or estuaries. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck those two things are. The Ninjin are white in color, around 20 to 30 meters long. Most eyewitnesses have described these creatures as having a human-like shape, often with legs, arms with 5 fingers, and are sometimes described as having fins, large mermaid-like tails, or even tentacles. The only visible facial features are their eyes and mouth. One account is while on deck of a whale boat, the crew members saw what seemed like a foreign submarine. But as they approached the submarine, they realized it wasn't a submarine, but a regular shape that was not man-made, but alive. Most reports are in Antarctica, but it seems like it comes from like Japanese folklore or mythology. So it's kind of on the fence of, is this a folklore / mythology thing, or is it real? And the last cryptid on this tier, Owlman. Similar to Mothman in West Virginia, the Owlman has been seen in Cornwall, England, since 1976. A paranormal researcher, Tony Doc Shells, would come forward claiming that he had investigated a report of 2 girls who witnessed a winged creature hovering over the Wannan church tower on April 17th, 1976. On July 3rd of that same year, 14-year-old Sally Chapman and her friend Barbara Perry had went camping in the woods near the Wannan church. According to Sally, she was outside of her tent when she heard a hissing sound and turned around to see a figure which looked like an owl as big as a man with pointed ears and red eyes. The creature, according to the girls, then flew into the air, revealing a black, pincher-like claws. And also, most descriptions of the creature says very similar to Mothman. So basically, this is England's version of Mothman, but he turned into an owl. And that is tier 2 of the cryptid creature Iceberg. And also, me hopefully posting 2 episodes of the podcast within 2 weeks. So proud of myself with that one, but do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe, link down below will be, of course, episode 1 of the Iceberg chart, and also the previous episode of the CrimeCast, in the iCard, and not even links in the description. Links in the description will be other YouTubers who have covered the Iceberg, timestamps, you know, all the good jazz. Yeah. Okay, I really can't think of anything else to say for this outro, but, yeah. I never know what to say in the outros of these videos anymore. Just, I'll see you guys in the next one, which will hopefully be Tier 3. Actually, no, Tier 3 is gonna take a while, because there's actually, like, so much. Some of these cryptids in Tier 3 I've never heard of, so that's gonna take a fucking while, but hopefully in about a month, or even, you know what, I want to try to get out by the end of this month, or even in November, the next episode of the CrimeCast, so the next haunted locations, so yeah. Anyways, yeah, I don't know what to say. Bye? just bye. Bye!